Welcome back to another Java tutorial, and today we're going to be finding the three middle characters of an odd string. And when I say an odd string, I just mean a string with an odd number of letters. So in my case, Ruben has 5 letters, which is my name, and the middle 3 is UBE. Cat has 3 letters, and it doesn't have a middle 3, so we'll just print cat. And then English has 7 letters, and the middle 3 would just be GLI. Alright, so let's actually start coding it up. So we're going to need a scanner object, so we could do a scanner, scnr equals new scanner System.in. So here we're just making an object of the scanner class to get user input. And if you didn't have this imported, you would get an error. Somebody's going to import it. I had it imported already, I just wanted to show you. So we have an object of the scanner class that we could use to get user input. So now we need a variable. We need a string variable. We'll call it string. str just short for string. And then we can use our scanner object we just made to get user input. We could say string equals scnr.nextLine. So here we're asking the user for like a string input. So that if they enter Ruben, that's going to be stored in str, which is a variable of type string. Okay, so now we're going to need an index variable. So we could say int index. So what the index variable is going to do is going to tell the computer where to start, and then that's pretty much what it's going to tell the computer where to start, and then we can use a substring method to tell the computer to go 3 forward. In my case, it's going to start at the U. Remember, a string is an array of characters, so it would be 0, 1. We wanted to start at 1 and then go forward 3, which would be UBE. Okay, so we could do that by saying str.length. So string.length just returns the number of letters a string has in it. So cat will return 3, Ruben it will return 5. And then we could divide that by 2 and then subtract 1 from that. So this is probably the trickiest part of the whole thing. So let's comment this out and let's comment this out. And let's just print something out. So in my case, Ruben has 5 letters, so string.length is going to be 5 divided by 2. So 5 divided by 2 is like 2.5 in normal math. But in Java, it doesn't see like the remainder. So 5 divided by 2 would be 2. And then we subtract 1 from 2, which would be 1, which is correct in our case because we wanted to start at the U. So it would be 0, 1. So it starts at the U. Let's try it for cat. So let's see. What's 3 divided by 2? 3 divided by 2 is 1. Subtract 1 from it, we're at 0, which is good because a string is an array of characters and an array starts at 0. So we start at 0, which would be C. And then we could use a substring method to tell it to go 3 forward, which would be cat. And let's do English. So English has 7 characters. So 7 divided by 2, which would be 3. Subtract 1, which would be 2. As I said, a string is an array of characters, so it would be 0, 1, 2. We start at the G, and then we could tell it forward. We could tell it to go forward by 3. This is the hardest part here, in my opinion, because it doesn't take remainders like for a count. But our index is working, so now we can start printing out. So we could do System.out.println. You say middle 3 letters. And then we could do a plus sign, do string.substring. So what the substring method does, we tell it where to start and where to finish, and it'll like get that, and since it's in a print statement, it'll print it. So we could tell it to start at index. And for Ruben, the index would be, was it 1? For cat, it would be 0, and for English, it would be 2. But it works every time, as long as they're odd. So we tell it where to start at the index, and we could do index plus 3. So whatever the index is, go forward 3 letters, and that's going to be the middle 3. Let's test it. Ruben. Middle 3 letters, UBE. Cat. Middle 3 letters, cat, because it doesn't have more than 3 letters. That's the English. So far, it's working exactly as the output. Oh, be nice if I could spell English. Middle 3 letters, GLI. And that's it right here. And if this helped you at all, or you just enjoyed watching, leave a like and subscribe.